try, these are lantanas, which are sun-loving plants, and today is a sunny day. But we hope that we have a nice, non-cloudy, rainy summer, so these guys will do well. So what I'm doing is I'm drenching them in with a fungicide to help keep root rot at bay, because we are going to have some cloudy weather yet this early spring, and the plants can develop, even in the greenhouse, problems with root diseases. So what we do is for vegetables and things like that, we use organic type of inputs for that. These are flowers, and so we use a combination of chemicals. So the progression of how we grow the crops here in what we call the 5A, which is sort of our center greenhouse area that we keep all through the winter actually. And that is that we start out our hanging baskets earlier, and they go on those tubes that are on the bench, which are hot water tubes. And that helps the plants get off to a good start. So we get the baskets so that they're rooted in good, and then they get actually hung up in the air over my head, and we can put the potted crops down here on the benches so they can take advantage of the same environment with bottom heat.
Watering is important and very critical to plants. You can overwater or underwater, and trying to go under the foliage to prevent more problems with growing, and watering the soil is more critical, especially if you're watering your garden. Watering it early in the morning and later at night is better to water in the morning so that the leaves can dry off. I'm trying to make sure that it soaks through on these pots, and a lot of times containers have a false bottom where some of the water will sit, so you want to make sure that they are having drainage holes. So that's critical in watering your baskets.
And how big is the job of watering out here?
Oh, it can take a whole day of watering plus some, because sometimes the sun hits things stronger than other times, and so you're really checking each container
Every day?
Every day. And on cloudy days, you might get a little break, and the size of the containers makes a difference too. So some of the smaller pots become more root bound and dry out quicker. So some things are automated here, but a lot of it is hand watering. We try to keep fertilizer in this line, so I'm feeding as well as watering. I use a liquid fertilizer that's injected through our water lines.
And that's this tank over here.
Yes.
Talking about watering indoors, which of course the greenhouse is indoors, but many of you have plants started now in your houses and typically don't even have the light levels that we do here, unless you've got a really awesome light array, which some people do. So you have to really be careful with your watering indoors in a house situation if you don't overwater, and again, it's to avoid these root diseases. So while your heat's still running, the humidity tends to be low, so the surface of the soil can look quite dry from the low humidity. But if you stick your finger in or lift the pot to see what the weight of the pot is, you'll see that the roots, where the root system is not really drying out. So stay away from the water, lift the water off these plants until you're sure that they really are dry.